So who are the Houthis?
Southern Artillery Brigade in a fierce battle during the night. They took a large number of southern prisoners.
While civil war erupted in the southern part of Yemen, a religious revival swept through the Shiite communities in the rugged countryside of northern Yemen. Led by the Houthi family, the movement attracted those who resented the authoritarian power of the country's president, Ali Abdullah Saleh.
The Houthi movement is a northern-based movement. It's part of the Zaidi, which is a branch of the Shiite group. Some people in the north, some members of the Houthi community feel marginalized, feel like their parts of the country have been.
So they say that the Houthis hated President Saleh. Apparently this guy, I think, was part of the Arab Spring. They hated him, they ousted him. For the good of the country, and then you have all this internal conflict. Some people will whitewash this entire conflict as Iran versus Saudi Arabia, and it is becoming kind of a proxy war for those two nations. But it's got nothing to do with Iran or Saudi Arabia. Look at who the fuck is right. Look on the ground who is right and who is wrong. Iran and Saudi Arabia, they picked, they went ahead and the United States and the United Kingdom and France and Saudi Arabia, they've chosen the side of, genocide the Yemeni people. And Iran has chosen the side of not genociding the Yemeni people. So, who are the Houthis? All this talk about the damn boogaloos, and it's like, there's a lot of things. What a fucking boogaloo. Oh, you a boogaloo? Fuck the motherfucking boogaloo. It's like the boogeyman or some shit. It's like they're saying they're the fucking boogeyman, right? They're trying to fucking be like, what? You're going to hide out in the motherfucking shadows? Jesus Christ, dude, you're going to get hurt. That's a good way for you to get hurt. Boogaloo. Boogaloo could be the big fucking explosion, the big nuclear revolution. It's the second civil war. They're pushing for a second civil war. Don't tell me there ain't no Nazi white supremacists. The more I hear about the goddamn boogaloos, the more I fucking hate them. So, okay, we get your point. Black Panthers reached out to the Confederates, but fuck them goddamn boogaloos. Fuck them goddamn boogaloos. Let's talk about the Houthis. Okay, so officially the Houthis are called the Ansar Allah. Ansar Allah, something of God, Ansar Allah. The Houthis, they are the Zaidi resistance to Saleh. So let's assume Saleh's a piece of shit. Alright, Saleh, you're a piece of shit. The Houthis, Zaidi resisted Saleh. The Houthis also were opposed to the, war in Iraq. Obviously, for obvious reasons. So Iran versus Saudi Arabia, it's too oversimplified and that's wrong. We have to actually get into, who are the Houthi people? The Houthi people, they're living in the mountains. These are mountain people. They live in the mountains in northern Yemen. You can't fuck with the mountain people. France couldn't conquer Haiti. You had the Appalachian moonshiners. You can't fuck with the mountain people. My God, Afghanistan, we've been trying to conquer Afghanistan for what, 300 years now? The empires, Afghanistan, that's where empires go to die, is in Afghanistan. We're in Cameroon, fucking around in Cameroon too. And so the Yemeni genocide, the United States government has designated the Houthis as a terrorist organization right at the very end, right as soon as they got out. That way they could go ahead and justify, genocide, and also preventing aid from getting into the country to help the people, because the 80% or so is on the brink of starvation. 233,000 Yemenis have died in the Yemeni genocide. 233,000 Yemenis have died so far. So the Houthis, who are the Houthis? They were founded by a guy named Hussein Badredi al-Houthi. And the name Houthi is from a Houthi tribe, but more specifically, it's the family name. It's a family name, so Hussein Badredi al-Houthi is going to get assassinated in 2004, and he had a very large religious political following. And these are the Zaidis. These are the Zaidis. The Houthis make up 25% of the country of Yemen. Basically, everybody's a fucking Houthi, right? 1/4 of the people, that's their nation, that's their nationality. Are there any other nationalities that, would even compete with the Houthi? The Houthis are Shias, which I don't know what that means. I guess the Shiites hate them because of that. The Shia, they are Zaidis. They are Zaidis. And what Zaydis believe, apparently Zaydis is some Muslim back in the past, but he had fought against unjust rulers. So the Houthis are a religious sect that believes it's their religious duty, their duty bound by God himself or herself, to fight against, to root out, to destroy, to get rid of every single unjust ruler there is. So they're kind of anarchist in that respect. Or actually, they're more extreme than anarchists. They're like regicidists. So the Houthis, they are the ones fighting against ISIS. The Houthis are fighting against Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is on the side of the United States of America, UK, France, and Saudi Arabia. We need them jihadists, right? So we got to find jihad, just like in Syria, you got to find jihadists to fight it's also Saudi Arabia, which calls 9/11. My God, we're helping the perpetuators of 9/11 go around killing their enemies, genociding the poor Yemeni people that never done America, or, the American people. Yemeni people haven't done me no harm. Why we fuck with Yemen so fucking hardcore like this? This is Barack Obama, this is Donald Trump. Joe's talking about getting out of this shit, but he's escalating Iraq, Syria, and Venezuela, so don't know. It seems like the general trend is the Houthis. There's no tacos in Yemen. There's no tacos. They've never had a damn taco in their life. That's probably the problem. There's no Taco Bells. Get Yemen some Taco Bells, or state-owned Taco Bells. It don't have to be the corporation. They eat mostly goat, chicken, and rice. So that's pretty much who are the Houthis. The Houthis are 25% of Yemen. They're the ones that overthrew Salah. They're the ones that fight ISIS. They're the ones that fight Al-Qaeda. They're the ones that fight against the Salifas. The Salifas, Saudi Arabia sent a bunch of Salifas into Yemen. So the Houthis are fighting the Salifas, they're fighting ISIS, they're fighting the Al-Qaedas, they're fighting against all the terrorists. So, I don't know if that's a group I want to be a part of, right? You got Iran and the Houthis on one side, and you got the United States, United Kingdom, France, Saudi Arabia, and the Salifas and ISIS and Al-Qaeda on the other. I thought the war on terror we were supposed to fight against Al-Qaeda. How the fuck we're allied with Al-Qaeda? That doesn't sound right at all, does it? No, it doesn't, because it's not right. So the Houthi movement was founded in northern Yemen in the 1990s by Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi. So this al-Houthi, he was born in 1959, also spelled Hussein Badr Eddin al-Houthi. He was a Zaydi religious political military leader, former member of the Yemeni parliament for the Al-Haq Party, 1993 to 1997, and was instrumental in the Houthi insurgency against the Yemeni government, which began in 2004. Al-Houthi, who was a one-time rising political aspirant in Yemen, had wide religious and tribal backing in northern Yemen's mountainous regions. The Houthi movement took his name after his assassination. So, who are the Houthis? They were named, after the Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi's family. So, let's see who, Houthi is. Houthis there's a tribe, so the original, Houthi tribe, that's where the name Houthi came from, but it's the family. It was like 3 generations, a grandfather and a father and a son, and the son had died, and now the father has taken over the Houthi movement. So the Yemeni police arrested 640 of his followers June 18th, 2004. The Yemeni police, the protesters were demonstrating in the front of the Great Mosque of Sana'a. Sana'a, that's, I think, the capital. It's the city. It sounds just like it looks like Sana'a. 2 days later, the Yemeni government offered a bounty of $55,000 for his capture, launched an operation aimed at ending his alleged rebellion. In July, Yemen army forces killed 25 of al-Houthi supporters and increased his bounty to $75,500. After months of battles between the Yemeni security forces and the Houthis, on September 10th, the Yemeni Interior and Defense Ministries released a statement declaring that he had been killed along with 20 of his aides in the Marin Province, Sada Governorate. So, what's his legacy? The legacy is the previous government of Ali Abdullah Saleh stepped down in 2012 after the Yemeni revolution was successful. Originally buried al-Houthi in 2004 at the Sana'a Central Prison to prevent his grave from becoming a shrine for the Zaydis. Woo! So, this is some incredible shit. The Houthi movement, it's named from the Houthi tribe. The Houthi tribe is the Hamdanid Arab tribe that lives in northern Yemen. The tribe is a branch from the Banu Hamdan tribe. They are primarily located in Amran and Sada. The Hamdanid, the Yemeni Hamdanids, are a series of 3 families descended from the Arab Banu Hamdan tribe who ruled in northern Yemen between 1099 and 1174. They were expelled from power when the Ayyubids conquered Yemen in 1174. They were a Shia Ismaili dynasty that followed the Fatimid caliphs based in Egypt. They're also Hafiza Ismaili as opposed to the Tayyabi Ismaili. So there's just way too much information. The Banu Hamdan tribe, because the Houthi tribe were originally part of this bigger tribe called the Banu Hamdan, and they were a well-known Sabaean clan that dates back to the first millennium BC. So this is 6,000 years ago. The Banu Hamdan clan was located in Yemen. It's mentioned in Sabaean inscriptions as Quals of Hasid, who later acquired control over a part of Bakil and finally gave their clan name to tribal confederations including Hasid and Bakil. So that's the history of the Houthi tribe. Now, it's not the Houthi tribes, it's the Houthi name, and then I would say the Houthi name is the name, maybe it's both. It's probably both, right? So it's both the tribe and it's the name of this family of Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi. And so we need to know, who the hell is he? Who's his father? His father is Badr al-Din. So Badr al-Din al-Houthi was a Yemeni politician and scholar of Zaydi Islam. He had died, though, in 2010. So the father took over the Houthi movement after the son had died, but now the father is dead, too. So Badreddin al-Houthi is dead, and then Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi is dead also. Who's his sons? Who are his... Where does this go? I don't know. I don't know how the internal... That was 2010. So the 2004 they lost, their main guy. Then 2010 they lost their second main guy. That's like killing Tecumseh, then killing Tenskwatawa, the prophet. You know what I'm talking about, America. That's what I love about you. That's what I love about you. The Houthis are eventually going to take over Yemen in 2015, so they kicked out Saleh. Saleh was a piece of shit, so the revolution was successful. The Houthis are the ones that fight Al-Qaeda and ISIS and the Ottomans and the Wahhabis and the Salafis, and also, the Saudi Arabian and those who fuel their tank. We give Saudi Arabia, we haven't killed, we haven't put boots on the ground, we haven't dropped a bomb in Yemen, but we've put money and fuel, gas, Abrams tanks, F-15s, tanks and planes into the hands of Saudi Arabia, guns, ammunition. We're actually doing these dynamic refueling in the air. So we give them the F-15s and then we refuel the F-15s in the air. So we're essentially, we're not doing the damn thing, but we're giving the guy who's doing it a massage and making sure he's eating well and making sure he's got the gun and make sure he's got the cars and the equipment and the gasoline. And, hey, you need some more gas? No, we'll give it. Well, hey, get some gas. Get this man some gas. Hurry up, get this man some gas. So the United Nations, we have a veto in the United Nations, and so we could provide cover. And this is, Saudi Arabia is doing this. Essentially, the tail's wagging the dog. Saudi Arabia says, fuck America, right? We're allies with America, so we can, commit all these atrocities and crimes and fucked up because Saudi Arabia is the one that caused 9/11. Why did we go into Afghanistan and Iraq when it's Saudi Arabia who's fucking us over, and yet Saudi Arabia is fucking over the Yemeni people, and we're still going to be... I'm tired of being allies with Saudi Arabia. Fuck Saudi Arabia. I'm sick of Saudi Arabia. I'd rather pick anybody else. What about that? Whatever. Whatever. Saudi Arabia is, you know, the central hub of terrorism in the goddamn world. Nah, baby Bush, you missed it. You missed it. It wasn't Iraq, Afghanistan. It was Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, that was the nation that, you know, we should have invaded, right? That's, if we had to invade a nation that was mostly responsible for 9/11 and all the terrorism in the world, and the Ottomans and the Wahhabis and the Salafis and the Al-Qaedas and the ISIS. That's who has it all. That's where the central hub. It all comes out of Saudi Arabia. That's who did 9/11. Why the fuck would we ally the enemies and then go after the enemies of... did we get rid of Iraq because it was the enemies of Saudi Arabia? Did we get rid of... What the fuck, man? And then on top of all this, they don't even have tacos. No tacos in Yemen. So the Houthis are the Zaydi Shiites of Zaidi bin Ali, who's the enemy of Al-Umayyad Empire. I don't know what the fuck that means, but the enemy of the Al-Umayyad Empire, unjust rulers. They believe it's their religious duty to fight against unjust rulers. It's a religious duty. So who are the Houthis? The Houthis are the followers that comes from the Houthi tribe, so there's, you know, a lot of history with the Houthi tribes, but it has a lot to do with the Hussein Badreddin al-Houthi family. It has to do with Badreddin, who was his father, and then Hussein, who was the son. Hussein's killed in 2004, then Badreddin's killed in 2010. So them motherfuckers. Why do the people of Yemen call themselves Houthis? Because of Hussein al-Houthi and Badreddin al-Houthi. They were some badass motherfuckers. They were like the MLK, Malcolm X, Fred Hamptons of Yemen. So who are the Houthis? That's a better understanding of who the Houthis are. Who are the Bugaloos? I don't fucking know. Fuck you, Bugalo. Bugaloo, Boogaloo, fucking lookaloo. Fuck your stupid ass fucking... The only good thing, I'll say one good thing about the Bugaloos. If it was just about wearing fatigues and Hawaiian shirts, man, that would be sweet as fuck. God, that would be sweet as fuck. I think I'm going to start an organization where we just wear fatigues and Hawaiian shirts. Hey, what y'all doing? What y'all about? You know, just being us. We just chillaxing. What are you doing? What are you about? You know, peace, love, freedom. Just be a hippie, man. What kind of piece of shit would be against being a fucking hippie? You got a problem with peace? You got a problem with freedom? You got a problem with what? Love? Peace, love, freedom? Which one of them virtues you got a problem with? Kind of fucking... The person that would hate, you know, the hippie would be a person that could hate anybody, right? They would hate a Houthi, a Boogaloo. They would hate probably their own goddamn mother. What a fucking world we live in. We need to do better, America. Let's start treating each other better. Let's be nice to each other.